And now, the Easter Egg Obscurities video that finally gives Doc Ock's mug its due.
Hey everybody, Chris Baker here, and I've got something very special going on today. I've been watching a lot of videos about like Easter eggs in Spider-Man PS4, and a lot of them are really great, really informative. But I also realize there's a lot of people think it's great that Avengers Tower is in there, and it is. It's awesome. It's great. We have the Sanctorum and stuff like that. That's all like kind of rookie level Marvel knowledge, So there's a lot of really minute details in that game of Easter eggs and such. And I have recruited a bunch of experts on the subject today, not only to go through these Easter eggs, but to do it in a very fun game show-like way. So I'm going to go through everybody here. First of all, we have Dan Gvozden. You could introduce yourself, sir.
Hey there, Chris. I'm happy to be here. Yes, I'm Dan Gvozden from the Amazing Spider Talk podcast. Really excited to be doing this with you again. We've talked about this game so much. I'm really ready to get into the most finest details of it.
And also we have Diego Rivera, who is a fellow YouTuber of superhero video games. Why don't you tell us about yourself, Diego?
Hey, Chris. Thanks for having me. I also have a YouTube amongst everyone else here. Very much affiliated with comic books, video games, movie tie-in games. This sounds like a lot of fun. I'm excited. I don't know if I'll call myself an expert in this subject. I think these guys are going to outshine my very basic comic book knowledge of Spidey.
That's how every hustle begins.
I'll give it my best.
He makes us think he doesn't know anything. But the next person certainly does know some things. You know him as GodzillaMendoza on the internet.
Hey.
I believe your captors have let you record this somehow, or how is that working out exactly?
I mean, it smells funny in here, and it's kind of dark, and I haven't been fed in about 2 days, but, they knew that this was related to Spider-Man, so they thought it was worth doing. So I guess we're going to give this a shot. I'll try my best here.
All right. But I hope you don't die in the process or starve too much. Finally, you know him from the Panels to Pixels channel, Mr. Josh Sutton.
Hi, yeah. Good to be here. We don't have Jeopardy in the UK, so I had to learn the rules off Wikipedia, but I'm very excited.
I didn't realize that. This is basically going to be more of a Spider-Man quiz about things that appear as Easter eggs in the game, more so than saying, hey, do you know that this Easter egg exists? Because that would be just hard and mean. I think these guys are going to know a lot of these. Hopefully you watching do too. You might not. You're probably going to learn a lot of things here too. I know I learned a few things going through this. So on that note, you guys ready to do this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Go, Webs, go.
Shazam.
And here we go. Round 1 categories. Marvelous businesses. Amazing friends. Sinister villains. Outside the Spider-Verse. Comic moments. And so freaking obscure. So we need to figure out our order. According to GiantBomb.com, and I think this is off a little bit, but it's close enough. How many games has Spider-Man been in?
29.
Okay. Xavier, what do you think?
21.
Diego?
33.
And Josh?
I'm going to go high, 64.
That's
Wow.
probably close.
Is the winner, and he's still not even close. The answer is 106.
Wow.
Wow.
So we have determined our order now because this is a turn-based Jeopardy experience. And so, without any further ado, Josh, pick your category and value.
I'll take Amazing Friends for $100, please.
Amazing Friends for 100. All we know about him is he worked with Peter at the Bugle. He appears symbiote-free for now.
Who is Eddie Brock?
That is correct. There is this greeting card in the game that has a bunch of characters. Eddie Brock's one of them. So 100 for Team 1.
Oh boy, I hope he's in the sequel.
And now we have Diego.
I'll take Amazing Friends for 200.
Peter's first comic book girlfriend who worked with him at the Daily Bugle.
Who is Betty Brant?
Yes, you are correct. Same card in the game.
I'm going to play with fire. Let's go comic moments for 500.
Comic moments 500.
Oof.
In Amazing Spider-Man number 24, Mysterio did this to a room to make Spidey think he was hallucinating.
Oh, this has to be a weird, really specific response. What is changing the room into a hypnotic trance?
That is incorrect. What is turning it upside down? And yes, this picture you see right here actually does come from the game. I don't know if it's actually referencing this moment in the comics, but I like to think so. It could just be a bug.
Oh.
So
cool
unfortunately, unfortunately, that's minus 500 off the bat for you, Dan.
Oh, no. What are you going to do?
All right, Xavier.
I'm going to take comic moments for 100.
Comic moments 100. I'm positive that this character holding Devil's Breath was inspired by one particular panel.
Who is Doc Ock?
There's clues in these clues sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were like referencing the one scene later in the game when he's holding it.
Did he hold Devil's Breath in the comics?
Maybe. I don't think so. Actually, I don't know.
All right, this will be contested, possibly. We'll see how things go.
I actually think that the scene with Dr. Octopus and Devil's Breath in Times Square is weirdly similar to a Spectacular Spider-Man comic, if anybody knows the one I'm referring to, drawn by early Humberto Ramos issue.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That was when he was in his Matrix phase.
Yeah, the Matrix phase of Dr. Octopus, yeah.
Cool.
I believe it's part of the Paul Jenkins run.
Yeah, that one.
Nice. All right, so Josh, back to you.
I'll keep going. Amazing Friends for 300, please.
Before he became the Daily Bugle's editor-in-chief, Robbie Robertson signed Peter's card as this, his first name.
Pass.
The pass goes to Diego.
Pass.
Pass goes to Dan.
Pass, actually.
Pass goes to Xavier.
Pass.
All right, the answer is Joe. He's Joe Robert Robertson.
Robbie.
Yes. All right.
I was thinking James, but I was like, that's not right.
So next up is Diego.
I'll take Marvelous Businesses for 100.
Max Modell was Peter's boss at this company, located by the water in Dan Slott's comics.
Pass.
Okay, pass to Dan.
What is Horizon Labs?
Yes, there's Horizon.
Comic moments for 200.
Comic moments.
See, now I'm being conservative.
A Spider-Man wannabe quotes this 3-word phrase from the cover of Amazing Spider-Man number 50.
What is Spider-Man No More?
Correct.
That was an awesome part of the game. I so thought it was going to be something a little more consequential from Spider-Man lore than just like a random dude.
Right. Well, it doesn't always have to be a reference. I think that's kind of
It's true. It's true.
All right, so Xavier, what you got?
Comic moments for 300.
Comic moments 300. May mentions rough patches at Peter's age. A nod to this controversial non-canon 5-issue series.
What is Spider-Man power and responsibility?
No.
I know it, but pass. I don't know the name.
Diego?
Pass.
What is trouble?
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yes.
We
what is
all
trouble?
try not to think about that.
You know what? I think I just blocked that one from my memory. I was like, what other 5-issue miniseries do I remember? I was thinking about the one where he steals a car.
The question mark here is key because, just for the record, I don't know that we can positively say, but I heard that and I thought about this, unfortunately. All right.
I have to fix that.
So, Josh, your turn.
Okay, let's go. So freaking obscure for 100. Why not?
MJ quoted Principal Andrew Davis in an article for this high school's newspaper.
Pass.
Diego?
Yeah, this pass button is going to be broken by the end of this game. Pass.
Is it Midtown High?
It is Midtown High. Yeah, that's why I tried to make it easy on the 100.
I think all of us are just really overthinking these questions.
Yeah.
Like, we're expecting way more obscure than it actually is.
So Andrew Davis is the part of that that's so freaking obscure.
Oh.
No one was going to know Andrew Davis if I said he was the principal of Midtown High.
Let's do Sinister Villains for 100.
This doctor treated Peter's injured shoulder 1 year after he tried to kill Andrew Garfield.
Who is Dr. Connors?
Yes. In this part in the game, you see down here that Dr. Kurt Connors was the person who healed his shoulder.
Let's do Sinister Villains for 200.
It'd be kind of ironic if this professor wrote "See Me" on Peter's A paper because he suspected copying.
Who is the Jackal?
More specific?
Oh, I don't know. Why am I forgetting his name right now? Can I pass?
No, you already answered.
Who's Miles Warren?
All right, I'll give it to you.
I blanked on this for a second.
Yeah. So
Even though I'm wearing the clone costume right now, I feel like a total scam.
So yeah, in this particular part, Professor Warren says "See me" on this A paper.
Forgive me, Father. I've forgotten your name.
Yes.
Comic moments for 400.
Comic moments 400. Protests after a bioterror attack prompted this homage to Amazing Spider-Man number 68's Crisis on This.
What is Crisis on Campus?
That's correct.
Now I'm at 0 points.
Yes, climbing your way back up to 9.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
I've never hit the share button faster on my PlayStation than I did this, and I still missed it.
Oh man,
yeah, just shout out
that's
to
a great Easter egg.
at ArtVader _AF. ArtVader AF.
I know that guy.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, tell him he's famous now. For his famous
He actually made my YouTube banner.
Awesome.
Amazing Friends 400, please.
Amazing Friends 400. In the comics, she's a Daily Bugle secretary and was once Peter's neighbor.
Pass. I'm just
Diego?
going blank on these.
Can't be Betty. Pass.
Dan.
Who is Glory Grant?
That is correct. Also on that same card.
Oh man, I knew that one.
Marvelous Businesses 200.
Amazing Spider-Man Comics merged Allen Chemical with Oscorp to form this company first seen in Spider-Man 2099?
What is Roxxon?
Incorrect. So that goes to Dan.
What is Alchemax?
That is correct.
I know there was an X in there.
You were close.
I still think that should have been like Liz Allen's company and Max Modell's. Like both of their names are in the name of the company. It just makes more sense that way. Yeah.
That would make sense. All right, Dan, your turn again.
Let's do Outside the Spider-Verse for 100.
His foundation once handed a giant, not ant-sized award to Norman Osborn.
Pass.
Xavier?
Who is Hank Pym?
That is correct. Pym Foundation.
Let's go with Marvelous Businesses for 300.
J. Jonah Jameson was hired at this TV news channel after being mayor in the comics.
What is the Fact Channel?
That is correct.
Bonus points if you said Papa Jonah's Pizzeria.
That's an inside joke for Amazing Spider Talk listeners.
Let's go Sinister Villains 300, please.
Dr. Morgan Michaels is better known as this future movie villain.
Who is Morbius?
That is correct.
Does it bother anyone that it's not the same name? Like, it could not be this guy.
Yeah, but as you'll see in this particular panel, he was actually known as Dr. Morgan Michaels in the comics for a while. So I think it's just a nice deep cut. This is actually from Morbius Comics right here in the, like 93-ish, somewhere around there.
Let's do Sinister Villains 400.
Daily double.
Ooh.
You can go up to 400 points, whatever you want to do.
I'll do 3.
Dr. Ludwig Reinhardt is a second alter ego for this supervillain.
Who is Mysterio?
Correct.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a great issue. I just forgot about the upside down thing.
Yeah, this is the same issue as the upside down thing that we talked about earlier, actually.
Sinister Villains for 500.
There's no indication that he's Taurus from the Zodiac yet, but Black Cat sure likes his one-of-a-kind collectibles.
Pass.
Xavier?
Pass.
Josh?
Pass.
Diego?
Pass.
Cornelius Van Lunt's place. She's hitting places full of one-of-a-kind valuables. She must be working for someone. Otherwise, why not just steal cash?
That is a 500-point question.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a couple more like that in the Black Cat vein, just to prepare you.
Outside the Spider-Verse for 300.
It seems that Peter at one point considered a pointy cowl, like this Canadian mutant, Bub.
Who is Wolverine?
Yes, that little Wolverine. Maybe it's a Wolverine reference, maybe not, but it's close enough that I consider it an Easter egg.
I almost gave you a joke answer.
Yeah.
I like. There's a lot of other characters, and I was going to talk about that one Rob Liefeld character who looks identical to Wolverine.
All right,
I'll take So Freaking Obscure for 200 then, please.
All right. Charles Standish is CFO for this company on PS4, and he's at Senior VP in his sole comic appearance.
Pass.
Diego?
Pass.
Dan?
Pass.
Xavier?
Pass.
This guy. Remember this guy? That guy
Wow.
right there was in Avengers number 0, and that's his only appearance in comics.
Wow,
Wait.
that is a deep cut.
What?
Yep.
You're going to have to explain this a little bit more.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't read the issue, but I looked up Charles Standish, who is that character from the game. He's fairly prominent in the game. He's a solid secondary character. Looked up his name, found this guy, and their role is basically working at Oscorp and being captured. That's pretty much that's what they do.
I believe you.
This is a super deep cut, but I do actually think it's completely intentional.
I'll do Outside the Spider-Verse for 200.
Peter sketched this merc with a mouse mask with spider pincers and the word "grr."
Who is Deadpool?
Yes. And I think I misspoke earlier. I mentioned the Prowler, and it was in connection with Deadpool here. That's the Prowler, who also has a very similar mask. But there's also another Deadpool thing that I found pretty cool that someone on the internet found out. This picture from the movie looks just like the ninja in the photo mode in that one scene.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, I gotta think that's intentional. That's really close. That was actually part of the leaked footage, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Dan, your turn.
Let's do Amazing Friends for 500.
Peter's high school classmate mentioned in an article by MJ could later become a heroine named Bluebird.
Pass.
Okay.
Pass.
Xavier? Nope.
Yeah.
Josh?
Pass.
Diego?
Passeroonie.
Sally Averill, who also was in Homecoming for a little bit. I think she's been in other Spider-Man movies as well. Yeah, Sally Averill.
I don't remember her becoming a superhero at all, but
it's a super obscure, I don't even remember which comic it is, but she not only becomes that hero, but she dies.
Huh.
Right. I remember
people from Peter's high school got powers eventually. You got like Carl King, Jessica Jones, even like Weasel went to school with him from Deadpool. I'm going to go with Marvelous Businesses for 400.
A backpack holds Harry's membership card to this brand new day nightclub.
Pass.
Josh?
What is Straczynski's?
A good guess, but no. Diego?
Pass.
And Dan?
I have some guesses, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is deep end. It is super obscure. Actually, back in Maximum Carnage, I thought this was the same thing. There's a nightclub there just called The Deep. And yeah, for a while I was like, oh, it's a Maximum Carnage reference, but it's actually this is the first issue of the brand new day.
I was just gonna say, I think a lot of us try to block out a lot of post One More Day stuff. That's
fair enough.
It's, a lot of the hardcore fans even are just trying to forget some parts of that.
I love Brand New Day, but I would never have guessed that.
Yeah, it is a deep cut. I mean, it literally is a deep cut. It's the deep end. Josh, your turn.
I'll take Outside the Spider-Verse for 400, please.
All right.
Try and get my points back.
Recently seen in Luke Cage Season 2, she lost a science competition to Norman Osborn.
Pass.
Diego?
Pass.
Dan?
Pass.
Xavier?
Pass. I knew I should have seen Luke Cage Season 2.
The answer is Tilda Johnson, also known as Nightshade.
Marvelous Businesses for 5.
In the comics, Eli Wortham, a.k.a. Cardiac, replaced the Fee Shelter with this place of healing.
Pass.
Dan?
What is the Heart Clinic?
That is correct.
Woo!
Oh, I knew that one.
Maybe that was a little easier than Tilda Johnson.
So freaking obscure for 300.
black cat stole from this country singer?
Pass, I guess.
Pass too. I don't remember it.
Josh?
Yeah, pass. I don't remember it. I saw it, but
Pass.
Is it Lonesome Pincus?
Yes.
It's not worth risking the points on, but that's who I would have guessed.
Yeah. On your show, you actually have songs by this fine singer, don't you?
Oh, I love Lonesome Pincus, but it's, again, not worth the points.
Yeah. They actually call him Lonesome Pinky in the game.
I think Lonesome Pinky lives here. Stealing from a country singer. She's getting creative.
I can even sing the song that he sings in the comics. I know this character so well. Yeah. But he's a reoccurring character on our show, so that's why.
Yeah, I was surprised you passed on that. You got a healthy lead.
I know, I should have done it.
All right, Xavier.
I'm going to take Outside the Spider-Verse for 500.
Dr. Carla Sopin's research influenced Peter's White Spider in the game. Comic fans know her as the supervillain.
Pass.
Josh?
Pass.
Diego?
Pass.
Dan?
Carla Sofin. Pass.
Moonstone is the answer.
Oh. I'm reading Thunderbolts right now, so I feel pretty bad about that.
I am too. I didn't know that she was from. Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
It's if you read that note from Dr. Octopus, he mentions Dr. Carl Sopin. Carla.
Yeah. She is a terrible person. Can I just say that?
Doesn't she become the Miss Marvel analog on the Dark Avengers?
That's mainly where I know her from.
That's where I remember her from. Okay.
Yeah, that's mainly where I know her from, and I think she's in Ultimate Alliance too, as part of probably the Thunderbolts. I don't know.
So freaking obscure for 4, then, please.
This is likely her father Wilson, for whom a business award to Norman Osborn in 2016 is named.
Pass.
Diego?
Pass.
Dan?
Pass. It's the daughter of a Wilson character?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know.
Pass on that as well.
All right. The answer is Liz Allen. Her father's name is Wilson, apparently.
That was the kind of questions I was worried this whole thing would be, is like a reference to something that was in one panel once in like 1971.
Yeah. Apparently Wilson Allen appears in like 10 issues or something like that. But yes, he's still so freaking obscure. All right.
Wilson Allen. Well, I mean, it would be easier if there wasn't also a Wilson Fisk.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I guess Stan Lee liked that name Wilson. Because that was similar timing anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So, Diego, looks like you get this one.
Oh,
Ready?
boy.
J. Jonah Jameson described Alvaro Cordova as heroic in this role, far different than a same-named comic one-timer.
Pass.
Alvaro Cordova. I know that name, but I'm going to have to pass.
There's this issue of Power Pack and Cloak and Dagger where this guy named Alvaro Cordova shows up. And he's just there like beating his wife, and his like kid is holding him back. It's not the same as a heroic police officer that apparently was killed. And J. Jonah Jameson thinks that
JJ has a weird sense of the word heroic, because
that's true. But he's a police officer. He's not a police officer in the Power Pack.
I gotta think that they just went to the Marvel wiki and hit like random buttons and just found this stuff, because no one is like remembering.
No one knows Alvaro Cordova. No.
Is there going to be a round 2?
Yes.
Yay!
These are our categories. Even more marvelous businesses. Even more sinister villains.
I hope they're all like this.
Yeah.
We've got issues. pop culture references and or coincidences. These are all, just to further clarify, these are things that are not from comic books, and their placement in the game may or may not actually be references, but I think most of them are.
I hope, like Dan Slott comics, they're all female pop singers.
Tweet. This is about the Twitter feed, whatever you want to call it. And the leftovers, these are all things that I could not fit into some other category.
I'll take Sinister Villains for 200.
All right. This brand new day baddie could be referenced by flyers for a band with Goblin in its name.
Pass.
Pass.
Diego.
Who is Demon Goblin?
No, but
Okay.
Dan, what you got? Any guesses?
Oh, I was going to say, who is Menace?
That is correct. Yes.
Oh, I was worried I was going to be wrong if I said Menace.
There's this band Goblin Menace in the game.
Let's do The Leftovers for 200.
Norman Osborn won this oil company science award. They're basically Marvel's Exxon.
What is Roxxon?
That is correct.
Good to know. Look at young Normie. He's a handsome fella.
Indeed.
Let's do even more Sinister Villains for 400.
He's no dinosaur man yet, but we do know he's great at science.
Pass.
Josh?
So who is Stegron, the dinosaur man?
That is correct.
My favorite.
That same article, by the way, also had the Tilda Johnson in it.
I'll take pop culture references for 2, please.
Spidey jammed Vulture's wings with a device that goes to 11, like this band's amps.
Who is Spinal Tap?
That is correct.
Okay, I'm back in the game now. That's my favorite film of all time, as it happens.
Nice. Well, there you go. All right, Xavier, your turn.
We've got issues for 200.
The 0163 in Peter's phone number likely refers to issue 1 of this comic from 1963.
Amazing Spider-Man #1.
That is correct. That's why it's a 200-point question.
All right, yeah. I like I said, I've been overthinking these.
Yep. His phone number was 555-0163.
Can I make a side note really quickly?
Sure. Yeah.
I was thinking a lot about Vincent Stegron becoming Stegron the Dinosaur Man.
Who doesn't?
And, I can't really be upset with him because if my name was Vincent Stegron and I got turned into a Stegosaur, I would figure that, it was some divine fate and I was destined for greater things. So,
Thank God Victor Freeze didn't become Molten Man somehow. You gotta love the coincidences on these names.
I know.
But in real life, we have Usain Bolt, by the way.
There you go.
Tweet for 200, just because I'm curious.
Son of Jonah, the appearance of this JJ in space made some fans howl with joy.
Who is John Jameson?
That is correct.
That was a fun one to see. I like that handle. I kind of want to steal that handle.
Can you believe he was in Venom?
I know.
He was. He died.
That was just such a weird throwaway character to bring in.
Such a way. I'm still not convinced he died, or maybe that's their way of making him Man-Wolf in a future monster movies, whatever they're doing there now.
It's Jimmy possible.
Maybe they're building up to doing some kind of adaptation of Conway's Carnage book because he was in that.
Sure. All
They
right,
Jimmy
Diego.
Olsen'd him. That's funny.
Yes.
Remember when Jimmy Olsen was Jenny Olsen in the other movie?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
They're the Olsen twins.
Oh, no.
Diego, what you got?
Pop culture for 400.
This 60s folk band sings of hammers, jet planes, and dragons, not Italian food for Peter MJ dates.
Pass.
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 Can I guess it? Because I think I know, but I didn't want to risk.
Yeah, you can guess.
Is it Mamas and Papas?
No, it's Peter, Paul, and Mary. The menu you find in a backpack is Peter's special, Paul's special, and Mary's special. They sing Puff the Magic Dragon. That's what it was. If I had a hammer, leave it on a jet plane, Puff the Magic Dragon.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so
You're clever, you.
I'm trying to make them guessable. All right, Josh, your turn.
I'll take pop culture for 6th, then, please.
Band flyers mention Grog and I Want to Be a Pirate, possibly referencing this LucasArts classic.
What is the secret of Monkey Island?
Indeed.
Nice.
Don't call it a comeback.
All right, Xavier.
Sinister villains for 600.
Daily double.
Can I only use 300 of that?
Yeah, you can do 300.
Okay. All right, then I'll go with that. Yeah.
All right. Oscorp acquired his robotics company. He's newly dead in the pages of Amazing Spider-Man.
Who is Mendelstrom?
That is correct.
The Robot Master.
The Robot Master. Also apparently known as Gent for a while.
Or Gaunt, I think.
Or is it Gaunt? Oh, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Peter thought he was Harry Osborn when he bumped into him because he was like so heavily cyborgified at the moment.
Right. Yeah. And of course, he was in the first. I put the picture of the first Raimi movie because a lot of people don't realize he's in that. He also gets mauled by robots in the first Amazing Spider-Man game.
No! Let him go! You're hurting him!
Put him down!
Dr. Strong! No!
What's happening? Gwen!
The robots! They're taking Dr. Strong!
It looks like they're trying to kill him!
They must have been programmed to go after anyone with a large trace of cross-species DNA.
I'm very happy to see you put a picture up there from the Civil War II tie-in that he was in because that was a great story. Even more Sinister villains for 800.
Dr. Van Adder works for Oscorp, where he may someday become this monstrosity from a -1 issue.
Oh, pass.
Diego?
Pass.
Josh?
Pass.
Xavier?
Pass as well.
Is the -1 issue an untold issue?
It's that one right there. It's a flashback issue. Dr. Van Adder becomes the Proto-Goblin.
Yes. Who was rumored to be in Amazing Spider-Man 2 for a while.
Yeah, that's literally where I know him from. Actually, I think it was the first one. It became the character Rajit Ratha, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people thought he was going to be Proto-Goblin for some reason for a while. Actually, his name in the script was Van Adder, and they changed it to Rajit Ratha for some reason.
The Leftovers for 4.
Peter and MJ applied to this apartment complex where they once actually lived, starting in Amazing Spider-Man number 300.
Pass.
All right, Josh?
Pass.
Xavier?
Pass.
Dan?
I know this, but I do. They moved because Venom scared them, and they moved into this apartment complex, and it's not Avengers Tower. It's. I'm gonna
They got evicted from this one on Christmas.
The answer is Bedford Towers.
Yeah.
Bedford Towers.
Yeah, there we go.
It's also, it is in the game. It's the actual one they apply to, and then I guess they break up before that.
I remember reading that in the game and being like, oh, cool.
Right. All right, Josh, your turn.
We've got issues for 400, please.
Peter's social security number is 062-15000. Referencing this issue, his 1962 first ever appearance.
What is Amazing Fantasy 15?
Yes.
That's too easy.
I know, but it was an obscure reference that had to make it into this game.
How about we go with The Leftovers for 600?
Leftover 600. It remains to be seen if she, Norman's wife, actually faked her death as she did in the comics.
Pass.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I know her name, but I'm not 100%, so pass.
Diego?
Pass.
Josh?
Pass.
The answer is Emily. Emily Osborne.
Emily Osborne.
Yeah. Didn't they just find out it was her during that whole Red Goblin thing?
She was still alive, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. All right, Dan, your turn.
I feel bad not getting that because she literally just reappeared.
Me too.
Tweet for 400.
Face it, Tiger. Mary Jane's handle is MJ Watson, followed by this word.
What is jackpot?
That is correct. MJ Watson jackpots.
Also known as Sarah Errett.
Oh, God, we're going to go there. I kind of liked jackpot, but she just kind of went away. Right?
That is true. She did, yes.
My
Well, she died.
Weren't there two of them? Wasn't there
Yes, that was the whole thing. It was like one of them had powers, one of them didn't.
But they tried to make her a big thing. She had her own series for a while.
They're trying to make her into a movie.
Really?
Which is a terrible idea.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
write to Sony. Write your letters to Sony.
Well, that's how it happens. Diego.
Let's do Marvelous Businesses for 2.
In the comics, this construction company was most famously headquartered in the Flatiron Building.
Construction company. Pass.
Pass.
Pass as well.
Dan?
I'm going to pass too.
Oh, I thought you guys would get this one. Damage control.
Oh, there we go.
I thought, but I wouldn't describe them as a construction company.
Yeah.
They're a cleanup crew.
Well, they're
You use the word reconstruction.
Yeah. Well, maybe. They're definitely a construction company. I actually put in an invoice from them when, like, Harry's Vault or whatever they had them in came from damage control.
That would have been a guess I had, but the construction company threw me off.
Yeah, I was going to guess that.
All right. That they are more known for cleanup, but they construct along with the cleanup.
Right.
Okay, so Josh, I believe, is next.
Yeah, I'll go. We've got issues for 6, please.
His police file ID references ASM number 20 from 1965. Quite the tale.
Who is Scorpion or Matt Gargan?
That is correct.
We've got issues for 800.
This first appearance of the Green Goblin is referenced several times.
Pass.
Dan?
What is Amazing Spider-Man number 12?
No.
I can't.
14.
Oh, you said 12.
I'm sorry.
That's why I was scared too. I couldn't remember which one.
It was 14.
We still have Diego gets a chance.
What is Amazing Spider-Man 14?
How did you know?
There you go.
Oh, no.
Lucky guess.
Yeah, so we had it in all these different places. In some way or another, Amazing Spider-Man 14 is referenced. There could be more. I don't know, but it's definitely the most single referenced issue that I found.
12 was the first Ditko I ever bought, and so it always sticks out in my head. And, yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, that your little stumble there brings things much closer.
I know.
More interesting. Oh wait, I gotta subtract the 800 too.
No.
Oh.
Now,
good about
Diego,
that
you can pass Dan on this turn if you get it right.
Let's do pop culture for 8.
One of Phil Hartman's last roles was the hero of this game, a superhero-esque 1998 PlayStation exclusive.
Pass.
Josh?
I feel like I know this, but pass.
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 All right.
Is it Ratchet and Clank? Oh, Blasto.
Blasto is the answer.
I don't know about this one.
Yeah, Blasto, and then this. I think I saw this graffiti at least a couple times, and I got to think that's a reference. It's got the same color scheme.
Yeah.
Is that an Insomniac game?
No, but it was a PlayStation exclusive.
I was thinking about like what's the name of the superhero in Ratchet and Clank?
Captain Clark.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or Quark, something like that.
I was like, I don't think Phil Hartman did his voice, but
No, Ratchet was after, unfortunately, we lost Mr. Hartman.
Don't know why you let him get to you.
Ladies, there's no need to be like that.
PlayStation.
I'm gonna go pop culture references for 1,000.
Modern Arcade NYC references this real-life pinball joint.
I should know this.
Pass.
Xavier?
Is it Penny Arcade?
No. Ouch.
Oh no!
Dan?
I have no idea. Pass.
Diego?
I've driven by it. Pass. I don't know
It's
the
not.
name.
It's not Barcade, is it?
No, it's Modern Pinball NYC. Look at the logos; they're like almost identical. It's definitely a reference.
Villains for 1,000.
He might leave some of his priceless art to his grandson Miguel O'Hara if Black Cat doesn't steal it first.
Who is Aaron Stone?
It's Tiberius.
Ty Stone. Ah, damn it.
Yeah. Oh crap!
no.
I just ruined that for everybody else. So because
I was going to
screwed
say
up,
that.
yeah. Sorry, Dan. You probably would have gotten that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll give you half the
That seems very arbitrary.
That's Ty Stone's place, and it's full of priceless art. You're playing with fire, Felicia, but I guess that's how you roll.
I'll do tweet for 1,000.
ESU quarterback tweeted more than he spoke in his one appearance. ASM number 188.
Who is Brad Davis?
That is correct.
Wow. Nice.
He's MJ's hunk that she takes on a yacht with him.
Yes, and we actually named him on your show, so you particularly had an advantage on that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Sorry.
Yeah, and that's what he looks like in the game, by the way.
Nothing the
Dr.
same.
Spidey on Twitter is one of my favorite Spider-Man Twitter people. Scott McElroy, Dr._Spidey. You found him in the game. You fight him with the football team at the end of that particular side mission.
Which is really fun, except that everybody goes down in one punch.
Businesses for 4.
This longtime comic book hangout is commonly referenced but has no actual shops in the PS4 game.
Long-time comic book hangout, combination, but has no shops in the PS4 game. Pass.
Josh?
I think I know what it is, but pass.
Xavier?
What is the coffee bean?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, maybe I can pull this back.
All right, you are on the right track. You're in the positive again.
Oh, okay,
I wonder I wonder if the E3 footage of the coffee shop, if that was supposed to be the coffee bean.
It absolutely was, without the actual name. And the reason it's not in there, I'm pretty sure, is because we have an actual chain called the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. It's mostly on the West Coast. I think it's some other places too.
I'll go. We've got issues 1,000. Oh no!
So you can go anywhere from 0 to 2,200 on this.
Let's go conservative 200.
200. All right. Spidey grabs a vial of silk labeled TASM 1965-31 in a backpack, a nod to the comic debut of this friend of his.
Who is the tarantula?
Tarantula.
Very,
yes. Flagelliform silk. When he actually talks about this, he mentions Harry as well, so it's not just like totally random.
Leftovers for 1,000.
Yeah. Norman Osborn made the cover of this publication named for a 1970s Marvel magazine about itself?
Now Magazine.
No.
No.
Boom. The answer is boom. Ouch.
Boom. Oh my God.
I like that you're going for it.
I'm trying to be brave.
I appreciate that. I really do. But alas, it is Dan's turn once more.
Let's do even more marvelous businesses for 600.
Spider Slayers may or may not have been created at this international tech company.
What is Smite International?
That is correct. Shout out to who is this? Real Dude 2 on Reddit for finding this one, because I never saw that one myself.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I just made that up.
Where
It turns out to be a thing.
Yes. Smite International.
Let's do businesses for 1,000.
Yeah. Every fictional movie represented in the PS4 game was produced by this trading card company in the comics.
Trading card company. Pass.
No one's going to get this. Josh.
No, pass.
Xavier.
Pass.
Dan.
Pass. I can't wait to find out.
The answer is Ace Picture Company.
Oh.
So in this issue, Spider-Man goes and talks to the guy you see there on the right about getting trading cards made of him so he can make some money. It's kind of like the doll, the Spider-Man doll, where he's like, yeah, they made this doll and I can't make any money. It's basically that same concept. But they took this Ace Picture Company, and if you look at every movie poster, it's from Ace Picture Company.
There's a universe where I knew this, and I'm a lot lonelier of a person.
I'll go businesses for 8 then, please.
Otto Octavius drinks from a mug branded with this coffee shop where Ben Reilly worked in the comics.
Pass.
Pass.
Xavier?
Yeah,
Dan?
pass.
I know this, but I gotta pass.
Diego.
Yeah, I'm going to pass it.
Daily Grind. Yeah. It's funny. It's like I've seen some YouTube videos that are like, we have every Easter egg in the game. And they point out the AIM cup that Peter's holding there. And the Daily Grind cup, no mention. That's why I made this.
How many
people need to know about the Daily Grind, damn it.
How many issues did we get in the Daily Grind? That was when he took over Amazing Spider-Man, and they tried to establish that whole new group of friends for him, and everybody was like, I'm not buying this.
Yeah, I keep telling myself one day I will actually read the Clone Saga instead of just knowing what it's all about.
I have read it, and it is so cluttered that I could not remember any of Ben Reilly's side characters.
Yeah, well,
they all just come and go so quickly because it just was not working. No one was having it.
You don't love Jill Stacy?
Oh God, yeah, I remember that too. And then also that was around the time when Peter and Randy were roommates for the first time.
Yeah.
I actually watched
shortly after that. Yeah.
I actually watched a couple of those YouTube Easter egg videos, and they've been no help at all.
That tells me I did this correctly.
The Daily Grind. Way to go.
I'm gonna be so upset at the fact that I came in dead last with negative 100 points at best in this.
There's still hope.
In Final Jeopardy, you can wager that negative points.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, I'll get negative 1,800.
All right. Well, now's your chance to improve upon that negative 900.
Leftovers for 800.
Volume 2 of Amazing Spider-Man comics began with Peter applying to work for this research foundation.
Pass. I know that.
Dan?
Pass.
I know this too, but I'm actually forgetting it right now, so I'm going to pass.
Diego?
Pass.
Josh?
I feel like I know what it is, but I don't want to risk it, so pass.
The answer is Tricorp. Once again, Spidey coming through on Twitter. I don't think I saw this myself.
Max Modell even references it when he first started working at Horizon. Like, he's like, we're better than that other company.
Oh, wow. I did not realize that. Your turn, Dan.
Let's do tweet for 600.
This real-life head of Insomniac Games teased a new game announcement, just not in real life.
I'm going to pass.
Oh.
Pass.
Xavier?
Who is Brian Intihar?
No. Ted Price. Answer is Ted
Price.
Yeah,
there you go.
I like that you're going for it, though, because you kind of had to.
What was the new game?
God.
There wasn't one. That was the whole thing. He teased a new game, and there wasn't one. Yeah.
How mean?
A bit like when the Rocksteady people at the end of E3 this year, they were like, "Oh, there's more to come," and then nothing happened. It's really weird when developers do that.
And it was totally in the games universe, so maybe they did, and we just didn't hear about it. It looks like once again you get the last question.
Let's do it. 800.
The Changbot was created by this ESU student, a Parker Industries employee in Modern Comics.
Oh, I know this one.
Student. Pass.
Josh?
I'm going to pass to Xavier because he knows it.
Oh, thank you. Who is Philip Chang?
That is correct. Phil Chang.
Oh, boy. Yay. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.
It wasn't because I didn't know it.
You're a true friend.
My favorite thing about Philip Chang is that he recently reappeared in Amazing Spider-Man comics with a huge scar on his face, but we never found out why.
Probably his Changbot came and fought him off. That's let's just say that. I like that.
Yeah, don't you think we'd want to know why he has a giant scar on his face? It seems important.
Well, normally in Jeopardy, the person with 900 or with minus gets ejected, but we're gonna do this. There you go.
Hey! Woo!
All right, are you guys ready for Final Jeopardy?
No.
I'm sorry, Final Jeopardy, because this is not actually Jeopardy.
Lawyers.
The category: first dates. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
The cover year of Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1, Number 1, and the release year of Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, Number 1, combine for Peter's 8-digit driver's license number. All right, Xavier, we're going to start with you. So this will involve some honor system, so everyone's written down their answer, and that's what they're going with.
1963, 1994.
1963, 1998 is the correct answer. So.
Oh, does that mean I'm going to lose my points?
It means you lose your point.
No! It was all I had!
Well, did you
I've been in captivity for 4 weeks! They don't feed me!
Did you wager the points?
Yeah.
Okay, if you wager the points.
No, I wagered half a point.
Oh, okay, then you have 1/2. 0 point.
Yeah, here you go.
All right, so
you can't take this from me, arachnid conglomerate.
They're trying to hold you down this whole time. All right, so everyone's on the honor system here because I just said the answer to everybody. So, Dan, did you get it right?
Well, I said 99. I thought it was 99. Are you sure it's 98?
I am sure it's 98 because this is from Comicron. November 1998 comic. It is dated. So, all right, we're going to go back and look at the wording here. Oops.
Like, I'm looking this up right now because I thought it was January 99. Even on Wikipedia, it says January 99.
That's the cover date. So, release year, it was the keyword here. Release year.
Oh, okay.
And it came out in November of 1998. It was the number 4 book of November 1990. So what did you wager?
I wagered 300.
And Diego, what did you have?
I had a 1963, 1989.
And what did you wager?
I was going to wager 1,000.
All right, so 400. Still respectable.
I was hoping you'd say 2,000 so I could beat someone.
And Josh, what did you have?
Well, your wish is my command because I wagered 2,000 and when I think I got mixed up with when it went back to the legacy numbering because I went 1963, 2001. I was a few years out.
All right, what you wagered 2,000. All right, so
I went all in. Go big or go home.
Unfortunately. So there we have our Jeopardy champion is the Amazing Spider.
Third place! Half a point! Taking it to the bank!
Storming back with that one pity point at the end. And
Woo! If this were the 60s, I could buy a comic with that.
Absolutely. And now we're back to actual humans talking. So yeah, that was fun.
Oh.
So basically the whole idea was to present a bunch of Easter eggs you probably didn't know about. And it seems like you didn't for most of them.
Those are super obscure.
Yes.
Chris, you make a great Trebek. Although I still want to fight with you about the release of Volume 2, number 1.
I was careful to word it correctly. All
right.
Yeah.
That was intentionally deceptive.
Yeah, well, so, all right. But going back to, I also said the cover date of the first one, because apparently it actually came out in, the first ASM apparently came out in December of 62, even though it had a March 63 release date. So it's like it's the 1963 and it's the 1998. Maybe they were referencing chapter 1, actually, who knows? But I think that was actually pretty intentional.
I'm very impressed by all these things you found.
Yeah, I didn't just know them. That is for sure. But, I just went through, and whenever I saw like a number or a name or something like that, I'd make a note of it. I'd take a screenshot of it. I'd come back later and be like, is this something? And a lot of times it was, a lot of times it wasn't too.
I would like to donate all of my winnings to the Beast Foundation.
There you go. It has happened. It is already.
You did it.
Your 2,400 virtual spider points or whatever they are. I'll go to Feast.
Going to a fictional organization. Yeah. I like it. Everyone
I donate my winnings to a sandwich.
Yeah, through doing this, we have learned things like the Heart Clinic is not related to Feast, kind of like it was in the comics, because it takes over the Feast building. There's like things that exist at the same time that don't exist in the same time in the comics, or have different origins. Yeah. Alchemax, for example, Alchemax and Horizon both exist. So there's some interesting things that come out of it. Anyway, I think that does it. That's our show. And I hope everyone enjoyed it, and I hope it actually recorded properly.
The only reason I come in dead last was because of my strategic use of the pass ability.
Yes, it was very well executed. I think Josh had a similar strategy.
I ended up being in second place for a very large majority of it, and then I just got too cocky near the end, yeah.
But if we ever do something like this again, then maybe you'll have your revenge.
Well, hopefully I'm invited next time.
I don't see why you wouldn't be. But yeah, so thanks, guys. Let's just call it a day. And I'm sure this episode of Jeopardy was brought to you by some promotional sponsor. Starbucks
the Arachnid Conglomerate. Remember to buy comics.
Yes, Arachnid Conglomerate. Be nice to Xavier. Nice of you to lend them to us today. But yeah, so everybody, see you next time. Bye.
What was your favorite Easter egg in Spider-Man PS4? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to follow Spider-Ham's advice. Take us out, Lonesome Pinkus.
Oh, give me a word with a couple of nerds who sit there and talk Spidey all day.